Hello, everyone. It looks like we are live. I hope the image is right. I just couldn't figure out how to turn it and flip it. And welcome. Thank you for being here. I wanted to make sure that I bring this important news right now. Everyone's asking about the stimulus checks, and if you got them in your bank account today, or some of the people got it yesterday. And that's the discussion for today. Again, my name is Laura DeHanes. I am with My CPA Pro, and I want to bring you a little bit of an update on the stimulus check. Who gets it? Who doesn't get it? Who should expect it in the account? Who has to go ahead and do an extra step to be able to receive the money. And I have 5 tips if you are losing or you lost your job or income. I have 5 tips for you what you can do right away to replace some of that income. And stay and watch until the end. I have one tax planning tip that you can apply right now. It is April 15. There's one tip coming up later at the end of the video. So I want to jump right in and talk about the stimulus checks. So if you have been watching, I talked a lot about the SBA loans that apply to businesses, and who can take advantage of them, what are the steps. Now, this part of the CARES Act relates directly to the individuals, you, me, and everyone else, right? Our kids and everyone that's an individual in the United States. Now, the CARES Act has a stipulation there that if you're single, it has income requirements. You would get $1,200. If you're married, you would get $2,400, and for each one of your kids under the age of 17, you would get a $500 additional stimulus. Now, there's a lot of questions. People got in their accounts today. People are, asking, is this the stimulus check? Is this not? Why am I not getting it? Why everyone is getting it? So to go back a little bit, let's review who qualifies for the stimulus, okay? And if you don't qualify right now, can you do something to qualify? Or you might not even qualify right now. You might have to wait to 2020, or you might not qualify at all. So I know it gets really complicated, but I'll just take it step by step. So if you, let me just say who's not going to get the money, okay? Let's clear that out, and that way who is expecting, if you're not one of the people in the list, then you should be able to receive the stimulus check. So if you're a high income earner, that means if you're single, over $99,000 in adjusted gross income, and I'll go in that calculation just a little bit. So single, $99,000 a year, or $198,000 for a married filing joint. Now, what you have to remember with this is that they take the numbers from the last filing they had, the last tax return that you filed. So if your tax return had a different amount that is right now, that's going to exclude you from getting the check, right? So if you have over the amount, you're not going to qualify, or you're going to have a lower amount than the full $1,200, $2,400 for a married filing joint. The other category of people who are not going to get it are students. This is the hardest one to take, because as parents, you still support the kids. If they're over 17 years old, they're still dependent on your tax return, and they don't make enough money on their own to file a return. They don't qualify for the money, so you get nothing for them. The other category would be the elderly people who are dependent on someone else's return, right? Even though they have disability, they have other types of veterans, any other benefits that they might receive. If you claim that as dependent on your tax return, you can't get any stimulus money for them. And I know it hurts, because it is expensive, and you would want to have that benefit for them. You have to remember that majority of the elderly will still get it if they file their own tax return, or they don't even have to file, because they have too low an income. They can still get the income, and I'll get to that in just a little bit. I'll tell you how and what's the extra step they need to do. Maybe it's your mom, maybe it's your dad, maybe it's someone, your mother-in-law, or some elderly people in your life that you think they would take advantage of this, and they have no idea how to do it. Help them get this extra step so they can get the money. It's $1,200 in the end, right? So that's a category that won't get the funds if they're dependent on your tax return. Now, some immigrants will not get it. Now, if you're a resident either with the green card or H-1B visa, you can apply for this and still get the checks. If you don't have a Social Security number, or you are illegally in the United States, you cannot get the checks. Okay. Now, if you have kids, if you're illegal in the United States and you have kids that are legal in the United States and they have Social Security numbers, that's a different conversation. If you have that question, please message me in private and I'll go ahead and send you some information on that. So on the immigrant side, if you are legal here and you have a Social Security number, you can go ahead, and if you don't get the check automatically or the direct deposit in your account, there's an extra step that you need to do. Okay. The other category that will not qualify to get the checks right now will be let's see, who was it? We have newborn babies. So if you are pregnant, right? You are pregnant and your baby didn't come just yet, but the baby is coming, right? Any day now or during this 2020 year, you have to wait until 2020 and you will get this credit on your 2020 tax return. Okay. So keep that in mind. If you have babies coming up, don't lose hope. You're still going to get it. So not to make it too complicated, there's this credit that's given right now. It's an advance to a 2020 tax credit that usually you will get it on your tax return when you file in 2021. Because it's urgent and the Congress, really they wanted to help people to take advantage of this right now. They're giving you this advance right now, and it will be reconciled. Or next year, if you qualify for more, they will give you the additional money that you qualify for on your 2020 tax return. That includes the newborn babies. You got it. So we talked about who's not going to get it. Okay. Now, majority of people would have received the checks or the direct deposit either today or yesterday. Some of them will get in the next few days, but they have been released. So if you haven't received your stimulus money, check your account the next few days. If you're not getting it, that means there's something that disqualifies you. So make sure you review and you're looking, what is it that disqualified you? Okay. So again, stick to the end. I have a tax tip to apply. You have to act now, meaning today, April 15, 2020, to be able to qualify if you're in that category that gets disqualified. I want to talk to you about a couple of other things. Let's see. So we covered who's not going to get it. So these are the people that are not going to get it. Now, let's talk about income a little bit. So $99,000 is the bracket. The adjusted gross income includes all your income, okay? Now, that includes your W-2 wages, includes independent contractor, if you have a business that you run under a DBA, right? If you're a sole proprietorship, if you're an LLC, and you are a single member LLC, all of this is included in your adjusted gross income. If you have a business, then you just receive the pass-through income. That's going to be included in the adjusted gross income. Now, we're going to play with this number a little bit. If you don't qualify, if you really want to take advantage of the funds, there's one tip. Again, I'll tell you at the end what's the tip you can do right now to make sure that you get the funds. If you have any questions for me on do you qualify, who qualifies, do you have in your household, like students, do you have, I have an interpretation of my own. I'm yet to confirm it. On the actual CARES Act, it says if you had an exemption for these people, they don't qualify. Yet the IRS put together a website, and on the website it says that if you're a dependent, you don't qualify, which contradicts what the CARES Act says. I'm doing a little more research. If I find out something that you can do right now to get the money for your students or your elderly that are your dependents, these are the main categories that would qualify, I will post an update on Facebook. We'll let you know. Take advantage of it. It's free money. Why not? So that's the one element here that I wanted to bring into the conversation. Let's see what else. So we get the money. Let me give you 5 tips. Okay. So if you have any questions on the stimulus check, let me know. People who did not receive a direct deposit in their account today, yesterday, or in the next few days, there's an IRS website, and I'll post it on the comments below. There's an IRS page put together. If you did not file in 2018 and 2019, or you did not have direct deposit, there's a link where you have to go and put your information, put who you are, how do you file, some income related questions, and your direct deposit, and they will go ahead and process that. We'll send it to you in the next few days. Now, on people who do not have direct deposit or cannot go ahead and apply, the paper checks will be going out beginning with the month of May. So there's no paper checks going out now. So beginning with the month of May up until September of 2020. So there's a lot of people that might need this money right now and they just don't know, they don't have access. Let them know. Give them the website, send them, let them know what they can do to get the money to help them survive right now. Okay, so I think that will cover all that I wanted to bring as an update to the stimulus checks. What I want to talk to you about right now, and I want to say hi to Chris and Anna and Daniela for watching. Thank you for watching with me today, or watching us. Please make sure that you follow our page, you like our page, so you stay up to date with all the news and updates that we bring regarding this COVID-19 crisis. So 5 tips, as I promised, 5 tips if you lost part of your income, you lost your job, for right now what you can do. Now, what I mean you lost income, I want to talk to you about if you are, that applies to you if you're W-2, if you have a 1099 job, you get paid as a contractor, if you're a single member LLC, or you have a DBA, sole proprietorship type business. So number 1, I really recommend go and apply for unemployment, right? That is the number 1 thing you can do. In the state of California, you go to edd.ca.gov. I'll post the link below in the comments after we end the recording. So again, go apply for unemployment. There's a timeline right now. There's a wait because there's many people that apply, but stay, really stay consistent. Apply and wait because they will, from the moment they qualify you, they will pay you for the time that you waited. Okay, so it's worth a try. Apply if you lost your, even if you're a single member LLC, go ahead and apply. There's nothing, you have nothing to lose. Maximum amount that you can get is $450 a month, a week. Not a whole lot, but it covers something. Okay, so that's the number 1 that I wanted to mention. Number 2, student loans. If you have student loans, or if you're a parent that you're actually paying for your kids' student loans, there's a plan. If you're not on an income-based repayment plan, make sure that you go ahead and apply for that plan. If your income dropped, you can actually drop your payment to 0 on a monthly basis. So make sure you go on your student loan for yourself or for your kids and adjust the plan that you're paying. You would have some deferment on that regard if your income is 0 or is less than it used to be. Okay. The next one is mortgage. A lot of mortgage companies right now, they're giving incentive. They're deferring your mortgage interest. So make sure that you contact your mortgage company directly and see what they have available for you. And if you go on the website, majority of them would have COVID-19 assistance. They're bombarded with calls right now. So they might be some initial steps they ask you to do before you email them or call them. And most likely they will ask you to email and explain what's your circumstance. You lost your job, you reduced income, you have to stay home with the kids. There's so many scenarios. So contact your mortgage company. The same works with rent. Now rent is a little difficult because for rent, if you have a landlord, they would have had to apply for SBA loans to request assistance to help you stay in your rental place, even if you cannot pay for it. So keep that in mind for rent. Talk to your landlord, see if they need any help, support them, let them know, hey, we watched these videos, there's some assistance, there's SBA loans, go ahead and apply so they can help you as well. The other tip here, tip number 4, is credit card companies. Majority of credit card companies right now are giving you a deferment for the interest that you have to pay this period of time. So make sure they contact your credit card companies. It doesn't matter who they are, just contact them. If they're in the United States, make sure you ask for that deferment of interest in this period of time. If you can't pay, or that you might even get your interest back if you already paid for last month. Citi is one of the examples. They give you 1 month of interest as a credit. Okay, it's just a courtesy as a one-time. So that's just one example. American Express, Wells Fargo, Chase, Bank of America, they all have their own separate packages what they can offer you right now. So contact your credit card company or your lenders for that matter. And the last one, I just got a tip from one of my good friends, and the auto insurance. If you have auto insurance, call them. And if you are affected, make sure you let them know that you are suffering, you lost some of your income or all your income. They can give you cash back. Okay, who doesn't want cash back on their car insurance, right? You barely use it. But make sure that you go ahead and call them, contact them, and tell them what's happening, what do you need help with. So those are the 5 tips. Again, apply for unemployment, student loans, go apply for the income-based repayment plan, mortgage company, contact them, your landlord, credit card companies, and number 5, the auto insurance. Okay, so these are the 5 tips that you can apply right now if you lost your income or part of your income. And the last piece I wanted to thank you for watching so far. And I know it's hard to watch so many videos right now, but the last piece is tax planning tip. If you earn more than the limit for the stimulus check, so if you're single or you file single and you had over 99,000 for just a couple of grand, if you're married and you file and you have 198,000, over 198,000 for just a couple of grand, what you can do, you can go ahead right now and make a contribution to an IRA account if you qualify. Again, not everyone, it doesn't work for everyone. It's a tax step that you have to go and review. If you have a tax accountant, call them. Ask them, can I put money into an IRA account right now to lower your AGI, okay, by that couple of $1,000s to get the check, and you get free money. So you get the check, and the check that you just put money in your retirement for free. So I hope that makes sense. I know that could be a little bit confusing, but you can lower your AGI by making a contribution to an IRA account. If you don't know how to do this, contact your tax accountant, call them, let them know, hey, I heard this, can you lower my AGI by $2,000 right now? And you have a free contribution to retirement account using the stimulus check. I hope this was helpful to you. Take advantage of it. Please follow our page, My CPA Pro, and like it so we can go ahead. You can stay up to date with all the videos that we post based on the COVID-19 crisis. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Bye.